Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my humble casa here in Livingston, Montana. I've got the 9th of November of 2021. Now, what I'm going to do here is a cutlery review. I haven't done one of these cutlery reviews forever. That's because I haven't been buying knives and whatnot have you forever. I decided a long time ago that I couldn't keep up with it all, and I am not a sponsored channel, so everything that I do, because I'm not after money or any of that, costs me money. You know, almost all the stuff that I've ever paraded across my cameras or whatever have you belongs to me, because I bought it. Irregardless of that, let me show you the box that this thing came in. You're not going to believe this. This thing, I shouldn't call it a thing. This piece of cutlery come out of Pakistan. You got that? Pakistan. This is the container that it came in. The end of it was open, just like this, by the way. You know what I mean? This is just how I found it on my doorstep. End of it open. Every security check under the sun. Listen, right there. You know, you'd have thought that those people that I bought this cutlery from, you'd have thought that they were sending me an A-bomb or a bunker buster or something like that. Anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd show you. I mean, this thing looked like it'd been through absolute hell. Anyway, not that this matters, but let me just read this off real quick to you. This came from Ahmad Traders in Wazirabad, Pakistan. Okay, whatever, but okay, let me ditch that. Bad packing, and the security people were, awful tight about it all. Let me put it that way. Let me just get into this for a second. Here is the chain of custody on the tracking that this piece I'm getting ready to show you went through to get to me. First of all, I ordered it on the 22nd of October, and like I said, it's the 9th today. I got it, it was this morning. It was laying on my porch. How it even got there, I don't know. It was supposed to be delivered by DHL, that shipper DHL, which I don't see around here very much. But anyway, ordered on October 21st. Okay, the fella that I ordered it from, he has a shop on Etsy, ETSY, okay, www.etsy.com. His name is Harem. So when I was looking over his stuff, I was thinking, man, maybe I can get me a piece of cutlery from the Middle East. I was expecting this. Don't accept anything different, because I kind of knew. I've been messing around with cutlery for a lot of years. I can smell the Chinese and every other doggone thing. So, don't get weird here. But anyway, this fella apparently is in Philadelphia, okay? But he ordered the piece for me. I'm not even going to call it a knife, because it's really not a knife. Depends on how you look at it. But the order was fulfilled in Sialkot, Sialkot, Pakistan. That's where this piece comes from. That's what I'm getting at here. Then it went to Lahore, Pakistan. I think I pronounced that right. And then it went to Bahrain, wherever Bahrain's at. I've got no idea. Then from there it went to Leipzig, 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 Germany. And from there, it went to East Midlands, UK. You folks with me here? East Midlands, UK. And from there, it finally lit in to Cincinnati, Ohio, where it went out, had to go through customs and all that. And they raped the box. The dirty suckers. Hey. And then from Cincinnati, Ohio, it went to Denver, Colorado, got hung up in Denver, Colorado for 4 or 5 days, and it finally showed up this morning. Yeah, okay. The guy's business on Etsy, if you're interested in this, if you're not, fine. It's AKB, all big letters, MKB, Mike Kilo Bravo Blades. That's the name of his business. MKB Blades, all together now. Fellow's name is Harem. Yeah, it's a Middle Eastern piece. Now look. Here it is, right here. And you know what was the name of that Crocodile Dundee? Now this is a knife. Remember that part, I'm saying it all right. I can't do the Aussie brogue, but Paul Hogan. Yeah, this is a knife, lady. Now, I just bought this for the heck of it, just for the fun of it. There's no practical purpose. I do like this. Okay. Let me start here somewhere logical. Let me start with this sheet. Okay, as you can see, it's double stitched. And the thing that really freaks me out is right here on this. See this snap housing right here, the top of this? That actually says the Great Seal of the State of Oklahoma, 1907. You see anything wrong with this picture? Something coming out of Pakistan? Well, I do, but that's what I had to take a magnifying glass and really look at that, but that's what it says. The Great Seal of Oklahoma, 1907. Okay. And the sheath doesn't really look all that bad, I've seen worse in my day. I think it could use a rivet right here. I think you could probably use a rivet right there and one over here. But, what the heck, So let me get on to this piece so this deal isn't too long. Now, one of the reasons why, look, I read up on Middle Eastern steel. This thing is supposed to be made out of D2 tool steel. Well, I got to see that. Before I started on my webcam here, I did take a diamond. Well, this guy right here, one of my diamond owns, and struck it along this blade a few times, and this steel seems like it's very good steel in here. I know if it's truly D2 steel, it should be some good steel. But I was reading on the internet that the Middle Eastern guys, the craftsmen there, are actually the D2 tool steel coming out of the Middle East is actually better than what the Chinamen do, the Chinese, Now, nobody get racial on me. I'm just kidding here, But I got to thinking about this before I bought this, okay? Before I bought this scary looking thing. Now, I figured to myself, well, those Middle Eastern people, the ragheads, excuse me, I'm just kidding. They've been lobbing heads off over there for 40 centuries or something like that. And I got thinking, that steel might be just pretty good steel. I don't really know that. I've got no way of testing this stuff here, but it's supposed to be, 26 inches of the total length of this piece of D2 tool steel. And I thought to myself, I got to see this to believe it. It's my understanding that tool steel, D2 tool steel doesn't make that great knives and whatnot. Not knives. I forgot to tell you what this thing is billeted as, what it's named as. This thing is named, it's supposed to be a machete / short sword. Short sword. So there you are. It's really not a knife, But okay, there was a few things wrong. His shop had a few things wrong. First of all, this blade right here is supposed to be 19 inches long. It ain't none of the above. It's 16 and a half inches long. Okay, Harem, you owe me a couple inches of blade. Yeah. And this handle here was supposed to be only 7 inches long. It is 9.5 inches long. 9.5 and 16.5 is 26 inches long. That's how long total that this piece is. Okay? The handles on this doggone thing are let me see, not G10, but micarta. Almost forgot there. And the fit and finish on this knife, on this piece of cutlery, this sword here is not really too bad, but I can tell by the grind, guys, what I'm saying, by looking down the grind and looking at it all over everything, this thing was definitely hand-built. There was some poor guy over there in Pakistan sitting in front of one of them forge ovens, baking his brains out, hammering this thing out. I'm pretty sure of it. And that's kind of what I was after. I wasn't after a name brand, USA made, whatever. I just wanted this for craps and giggles, because that's the way I am. Anyway, it does have a few burrs on the edges around here. I'm going to be very easy to fix that. The micarta handle is on there relatively well. The fit and finish on the handle's okay. Okay, the thickness of this blade right here is 3/16. I know, because I just got done measuring it with my calipers. And matter of fact, I got my trusty, I'm not going to go through all the motions, but I measured everything on this guy. Except for I didn't measure this right here, but I'd say it's tall-wise, the blade is 1 1/4 inches. Yeah, 1 1/4 inches. And I did ask him, they had an option, Harem on his shop had the option to get this sharpened or not, so I asked him to sharpen it, or whoever sent it to me, and all that. But, yeah, this thing here is supposed to be a cross between a machete and a sword, if you can believe that, And there's really nothing, there's nothing really fancy about this, it's just plain Jane. It doesn't have fancy decorative handle and a bunch of script on the blade or none of this, but I really didn't care. So that's all this is, just a review for whatever it's worth. Today, believe it or not, I was going to go outside and do some chopping, but the winds came up, but I had another problem on my hands. I broke, a day or so ago, it broke one of my toes, and I didn't know it, and so it got all, it got all swollen up and weird and everything, and my wife got all freaked out, so I've spent half the day in the hospital trying to get that sorted out. But anyway, yeah, lobbing heads off, that's the thing, So that's a bad way to be judging stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Like I say, I don't regularly do cutlery reviews because I can't keep up with it. You got the Chinamen over there producing these things a mile a minute. You got the Pakistanis, those guys, pounding their steel out. It just goes on and on and on. When it comes to the world of cutlery, I've said this before, you've got, like here in the United States, there's really only about 4 or 5 companies I really, really like. They're generally USA-made stuff and like that, but, there was that's one thing about cutlery and knives and swords and all this stuff that I hate. A lot of it's cheap and a lot of it's no good. This doesn't feel too bad. If I was to rate this, I'd give it 3 out of 5, maybe even possibly 4 out of 5. Handle looks like it's on there well, it's a big piece. I forgot to weigh it, but this is big enough to do this thing. This double-handled, lob your head off thing. I'm just kidding. Don't get tight. Okay, like what? I got like 60 million minutes into this, 16 minutes. That's way too long, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. Thank you very much for your attention, and, go ahead and buy you some Pakistani steel. Why not? Adios, my friend. See you on down the trail.